Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this afternoon. It's a bit of an update and we are edging closer. This will be the video. I'm going to put it on what we're sitting at. We're sitting at 23,994 subscribers. We're going to hit the 24 in this video. But there's lots to talk about because obviously Sean Maloney took training with Martin O'Neill looking on, and it's been interesting. It's been an interesting day because you've got the Wales manager coming out and saying that it's I can understand why the link is there. I used to play for Celtic. I'm a manager, but that's it. I've not been approached. Thank fuck. I'm not. No disrespect to Craig Bellamy, but I think Celtic could do way better. Check your WhatsApp. Is all I'm saying. I've got to laugh at something. I don't know whether to post this one or not. Check your WhatsApp. But anyway, Sean Maloney took to training this afternoon, which has been an interesting one because Martin O'Neill was looking on, and you've got people and folks saying that Martin O'Neill wasn't there. Martin O'Neill was there, and he was watching on as the young pretender and Sean Maloney. Now, there's been lots of people saying that they've rejected the weather. And I'm fucking reading two things. It rejected the Celtic manager's job. Check your messages. What stitches at this one? I don't know whether to post this one or not because it's absolutely. I don't think anybody's noticed. Oh, the irony. No, I took that off. I'm telling you, I took it off the Celtic promotional, the video that Celtic put out today. Anyway, go and watch it. Go and watch it. I'm not going to be judgmental. At all. But yeah, boycott my fucking arse. I'm not getting involved. But the hilarity is just, it is off the scale. That is completely off the scale, that one. Blowtorch and brass neck comes to mind. Afternoon for Airdrie. Good afternoon at Airdrie. Still. Oh, wait till I just read this message that's coming through. I mean, oh. I know. Sit there and say shit to thousands and be there. It's just mind blowing, isn't it? It's. Sorry, we're having a private conversation here because the things the Celtic support are mind blowing. Yeah, I know. Right, let's get on with this live. Let's get on with the live. But anyway, no to Bellamy, no to Keane. Yeah, that's pretty much the way that I'd see it. No to Bellamy, no to Keane. I think that it's the two. What about the Gordon Strachan chat? And Gordon Strachan's not coming back as Celtic manager. He's director of football at Dundee. And there's no way that Gordon Strachan will be. Celtic will not go to Gordon Strachan. They're wanting a young manager. They do want a young manager. And it's Celtic. And, you know, they're not going to go for Gordon Strachan. Now, the fact that a certain manager of Wales took to the media today and he gave a lengthy. He says he's in a 4-year contract. He says that the Welsh media may want him out quicker if results don't go their way. But then he knows that football's like that. He was asked about would he go to Celtic in the summer of next year, because that's basically when he could become available at the earliest. He wants to see if he can get Wales through to the World Cup, and he wants to see that job through. Now, when it comes to the other manager, his agent's been coming out and saying, oh, look, he's not interested in the Celtic job. I don't think that he was actually offered the Celtic job. As it stands, I don't think Dermot Desmond has got on the phone to anyone and said, would you like to become the Celtic manager? Don't know, I just think it's all paper talk. It is all paper talk. Yes, I'll be doing a watch long tomorrow evening. Tomorrow late afternoon. It's not really evening, is it? Early evening. Joseph's thinking it'll be someone from the continent. I think that the fact that Martin O'Neill's allowing Sean Maloney to take all the training. Obviously, Martin O'Neill's 73-year-old. He's not going to be running about the training pitch, is he? But are Celtic preparing us? Are Celtic preparing us for them just to go, look, we're going to give it to Sean Maloney to the end of the season? I think that that's wrong. Do you know, we've got an important game tomorrow night. I think giving Sean Maloney to the end of the season would be the wrong way to go. The board would say, look, it gets us time to get the right person in, but it also puts the next 2 transfer windows up in the air. I mean, we have been linked with some players. Because, I mean, if you leave it till the summer window, we're going to go through the next transfer window and we're going to bring in club signings. We're going to bring in club signings, and the club said that never happens. But we're going to need to bring players in. If we do get an extended run in Europe, we're going to need to bring in better players. Martin O'Neill's not going to stay around to the end of the campaign unless Sean Maloney takes over the majority of, and Martin O'Neill's just there as a figurehead. It's looking more and more like that Martin O'Neill is there just as a figurehead to say that he's the one that makes the final decisions. But it's really Sean Maloney that's running the show. And it looks like it. When you watch the Celtic training video from this afternoon, there has been a couple of videos put out by Celtic today. Obviously, the Christmas Foundation one's a cracking one. Paul McStay, make sure you check out that. Paul McStay and the Christmas Foundation Christmas appeal inside the training camp. And then 4 minutes ago, Celtic put out a video. You will need to watch that and watch it carefully. That's all I'm saying. Put out the Celtic store opening event video. It's 2 minutes 45 long, but it does have some Celtic fan media there at the event. There we go. We have some Celtic fan media. I'm just watching it. We've got some Celtic fan media at the event, watching all the people coming in and buying the merchandise. But let's get back to the players and the fact that Celtic put out a little thing saying Johnny Kenny, who netted the opening goal in the derby on Sunday, said it was good to get out and give people back who give so much support through the season. I'm loving it just now, but obviously it's a bonus scoring goals and winning games. Callum Osman said it's been a roller coaster of a week since the arrival of the interim manager. Let's get interim. The 19-year-old made his debut against Falkirk, followed up with his first goal in his Celtic jersey against Rangers. Hurrah! I'm so happy just now. He said, I just need to keep my head down and keep pushing. The supporters are amazing. It's a surreal feeling. But it's what I've always dreamed of. And you can see that on the Celtic YouTube channel. Go and watch it after this. Getting back to the manager's vacancy. There's obviously a couple of people now spoke to media, and they're saying that, Craig Bellamy's asked about the links. It was a bit of a nothing statement from Bellamy. All he said, by the sounds of it, he's not been spoken to. When you listen to the Craig Bellamy interview, he's not been asked if he wants the job. There's been links, and that's it. I mean, when you look at the list of the people that have been linked to the job, it's no wonder that you're going to get people turning you down. Do you know what I mean? Well, alleged turned down. People will always say, I mean, Brendan Rodgers said it when he was asked about the Leicester job years ago. He said it's just all paper talk. There's nothing in it. I see myself being here for the foreseeable future. Brendan Rodgers a couple of months ago said, I see myself being here to the end of the season 150%, 200%. Managers talk shite at the end of the day. And we'll just have to wait and see. I can't see Celtic announcing anything in the next couple of days. So you could be asking, do you know, what is Dermot Desmond doing? Because if he is leaving it to the people that are at the club, they'll just make a complete shit show of it. They all talk shite. Yeah, they do. I mean, if we're leaving it to the people that are running the club at the moment, Bellingham not Celtic quality in that. Celtic will bring in someone we've not heard of. I'm not too sure. Muscat will get the job? Nah. Muscat will get the job. Roy Keane? Nah, not at all. Football Life is saying, people buying merchandise, seriously, what happened to not another penny? Well, see if you could spot which Celtic media people were there joining in. That's all I'm saying on the matter. No one knows who will be offered the job, only Dermot Desmond. Yeah, this is true. The board shouldn't even be there. Yeah, it shouldn't, but they are. And they're in this situation where, unless, I mean, it could be the fact that there's going to be change at the club, and it could be the fact that, get to the AGM and maybe there will be announcements at the AGM. Why are they still in post? Because they've not done enough to warrant an instant dismissal by anybody at the club. Within the terms of their contract, they've got key performance indicators that they'll go by, and it's financial side of it more than day-to-day running the business. When you're in a job like Michael Nicholson, talking to the fans isn't high up on your agenda. It should be, but the reality is it's not. When people like Dermot Desmond look at how the club is being run, his honest opinion will be, we've had some good years up until now. We've now got one of those years that we have every now and again, where we don't get into the Champions League and we're changing manager and we're going through a period of change on the pitch. But we strive to continue to be as good as we can within the business model. And this is the nonsense that they believe that they're talking to themselves. And whilst, you can look at the bigger picture of years of managed decline and all the rest of it, and the fans could say, look, they should be sacked tomorrow. Ultimately, they can't be sacked tomorrow. If they're sacked tomorrow, they get taken to a tribunal and they take Celtic for hundreds of thousands of pounds compensation. That's the reality of the situation. If Michael Nicholson was to be sacked tomorrow for no apparent reason, there's no good reason for him to be sacked from an employment tribunal perspective. And this is where whilst we all want change at the club, it has to be done in the right way. You can't just sack a CEO for no reason. But anyway, well, let's move on from that, because we've got a game tomorrow. Dermot will come out and say that they're not responsible for us consistently failing the Champions League qualify when it's down to them most of the time. Yeah, exactly. We can see that. Dermot Desmond will look and say, well, it's the manager's fault. Well, back to manager. From a financial point of view, it's kind of difficult to point the finger at the CEO and other people within the club. If you're the owner and if if you're the majority owner, right? Let's see this from Dermot Desmond's point of view. And I'm not trying to back Dermot or anything. I'm trying to just play devil's advocate and see both perspectives as we stand here today. Dermot Desmond will look at the way that the club's been run and say, look, we backed Brendan Rodgers to the tune of 30 odd million last year in Scottish football to make us better. At the beginning of this season, we still had the majority of those players. Do you know? So you can understand why Dermot Desmond come out and made that statement. And if there was any balls to that, any untruths to the statement that Dermot Desmond put out, you would bet your bottom dollar that fucking Brendan Rodgers' lawyers would be all over it. All over it. But he's not. He's in fucking Brazil. Not giving a fuck. Happy that he's out of it. And there's plenty of reasons that Nicholson should be fired. Yeah, but there's plenty of reasons also while they can point the finger, as they did. As they have done. They pointed the finger at Rodgers and he's left the building. We've got to move on with it. Failure in the Champions League with that rat is no one else's fault. Yeah, Paul. Exactly. I mean, I was talking to a couple of guys today that WhatsApp and you know, it's become more and more apparent now, his team selection. The fact that he didn't pick a young player that's now been added to the squad today. Do you know, he's a manager that boasted about, in my career, I've always brought through young players. What a load of bullshit. Because this time round at Celtic, you name one player that Rodgers brought through from the youth system. He didn't. He chased them away by not giving them a pathway into the first team. And if anything, it's just made us worse. You never thought that one person could put the club in a worse position. We keep on saying that there's no one bigger than the club. But one person has taken the club from such a high and brought us a way down. Now you could say, yes, the board have had their part to play in it. But so did Brendan Rodgers. Anyway, we move on. He was refusing to play Ingles at one point. Yeah, exactly. Refusing to play Ingles. And Arnie Ingles is the best corner taker that we have at Celtic. And he was refusing to play him. But anyway, listen, he'd play Rio Hatate until he was blue in the face. You know? Can you see a big change during the close season at board level? I could see big change coming up at the AGM. I think there may be, if you're Dermot, right, and you're sitting in your lounge and you're bringing people from down south up to watch a game, and then you're bringing in an ex-Celtic shareholder to watch a game at Celtic Park. You're not inviting these people up for no reason. That Susan Whelan was not invited up to Celtic just to watch a game of football. I'm not buying that shit at all. Someone with her experience and her business acumen doesn't get invited up to sit in the director's box at Celtic Park to have a nice little meal before the game, to sit and have conversations to say, what do you think of the team? That doesn't happen. There has to be moves going on, but we will not find out about them until a certain point, and that point could be the AGM. Will Brendan reply to the statement? No, he won't. He won't. He'll disappear. He'll never talk about Celtic for as long as he can now. And let's face it, do you know, we move on because we need another manager in. Big game tomorrow, St Ives Cornwall. Yeah, it was a big game tomorrow. It's a massive game. Yeah. I mean, what he did with Alistair Johnston. I mean, did he throw Alistair Johnston in too soon? For me, I can't understand why he didn't give Alistair Johnston game time, even 30 minutes, 25 minutes, the game before. Do you know, if he was there was just something not right about it. To put him into such a high pressure game and then he gets injured so quick. I think it was idiotic of Brendan Rodgers to do that. But then again, there's a lot of things that when you look at it, when they start totting up, you can see that, maybe he was working his ticket to get out. And we still don't know the ins and outs of the conversation, which led to him going, okay, then I'll hand in my resignation. We still don't know the truth behind the conversation that happened and how it happened. All we know is that Brendan Rodgers wanted a meeting on the Monday to iron things out, allegedly. I mean, we can only go on the Celtic board side of the story and what's kind of been leaked to the press, which isn't a lot. The only thing that we know for sure is that Brendan Rodgers spoke to Calmack. And it would be wishing Calmack all the good. Brendan Rodgers called out Celtic for the last 2 seasons. DD has the right to reply. Brendan will say fuck all. It's all making more sense now. Yeah, you could say that. I mean, he has been... And if it is the truth that Brendan had last say on everything when it comes to selling the players, I mean, still, the Adam Ida one is the one that gets me. The Adam Ida one is the one that gets me. If you knew... If Brendan Rodgers, right, let's look at this scenario. Brendan Rodgers knows that he doesn't fancy Adam Ida as a player. He's not going to just make it. We can get him off the wage bill. We can get him going. Why didn't you then put in either Shin Yamada to the European squad or young Osmond? Instead, he fucked about to the end of the transfer window, and then we get in Kalechi and Iacho, one of his mates, late on. But anyway, we move on for Rodgers because Rodgers wasted a lot of money. Yeah, he did. For one, I have no interest in what Brendan Rodgers says, no interest, but bullshit, spin, since he came back. Yeah, exactly. Right, let's move on. If he knows Ida was shit, he says, why did we get rid of Kyogo? We didn't get rid of Kyogo. Kyogo told us back in February that he wanted away. That's one of the things I believe Roger... That's only one of the... There's very few times that Brendan told us the truth. And I think he told us the truth when he says, look, we've known since February Kyogo wanted away. We've known since before the summer, that Dyson's wanted away. Dyson spat the dummy out. There has to be some truth in that. You can't call out Brendan Rodgers for being talking shite when... I would say that when you look at the way that Kyogo was missing open goals, missing complete sitters, but we couldn't have waited to June because he says he wanted away. He wanted away in the summer, and we didn't get rid of him. Kyogo then went on to a terrible run of form where he was missing open sitters. Dais Maeda suddenly goes from fucking Speedy Gonzalez, fucking the Roadrunner, to a shit player that isn't trying. That's not players that are 100% there. That's players that want away and don't get on with the manager. Don't believe what the manager is saying. But anyway, it's in the past. We've got Martin O'Neill here for the next couple of months. And I think it's fantastic that Sean Maloney's taking the training as we speak. In fact, they're not. They'll be taking the press conference right now. We are just waiting on the press conference coming out from Celtic. It'll be interesting to see how many views that Celtic interview gets. Oh, God. The dreadlock guy from this guy, he played for Rangers. When did he play for Rangers? Like,
be special because as a former Rangers players, the fans from Rangers will expect me to
Kevin Mbabu played for Rangers. Never heard of him in my life.
beat the enemy, especially after what happened last weekend. So of course it will be a little bit special because I also still have a couple of friends there in Scotland. I also have a former teammate that plays there.
You played with Arne Engels.
So definitely have to represent a little bit, maybe 1% maybe.
Now this guy that we're facing tomorrow night, he's obviously done a media conference thing and he's talking about that he's a former Rangers player. I've never heard of him. What was it? Rangers when he was 12 or something. Anyway, we move on from that. It's a massive game for Celtic tomorrow night. It's good to see that the young lad himself has made the step up, and what a week it's been for young Osmond. The fact that he has moved from the B team at Celtic and he's now playing European football. Should he start or should we go with Johnny Kenny? We'll talk about that tonight, 8 p.m. Celtic Park Time. We'll give our predictions for the team tonight. And I'm just this is a good one from Caden. How damaging it must be for Rodgers, by the way, crashing out a car at Almaty, abandoning a team when Hearts got an 8-point lead, and then that statement to kick him out the door. Then you have 73-year-old Martin O'Neill switch the team round in the space of less than a week. In days. But I did say, Sean Maloney being at the club was one to watch. There was always something going on in the background when Sean Maloney. You couldn't believe it, could you? That's all that I'm saying. I hope some people talk about it on the dreadlock guy Kevin was on loan in 2015. 2015? Jesus. Johnny Kenny starts for me. Yeah, Johnny Kenny starts for me. I think that Johnny Kenny deserves his place in the team tomorrow. When it comes to what other players, I think Martin O'Neill will go with the strongest team possible. And let's get the Celtic team up. And then we'll do our usual. We'll do it a bit earlier than normal. The fucking fly just came in. Fuck off. Look at the team and the players. There's a Pope I got to mention. It's going to be Kasper Schmeichel and goals, isn't it? Why is that all the way up there? It is going to be Kasper Schmeichel in goals for Celtic. When you look at the defenders, it's going to be Austin Trusty. It's going to be Liam Scales. Do you start Marcelo Saracchi before Kieran Tierney? Dane Murray will be on the plane because he makes up the Scottish quota, but don't worry, he won't be starting. And then I think Tony Ralston will be starting ahead of Colby Donovan. Tony Ralston's... I don't know what's happened to Tony Ralston. I hope that Tony Ralston gets the kick on that Scales got years ago. I really do. I hope he gets that kind of kick on. Only change probably KT. I'm not too sure if I would put KT on tomorrow. I think Saracchi gives you more. I would start with Johnny Kenny tomorrow. Why change from Sunday if all are available? Yeah, you're pretty much you're going to go with the same team. Because the team that done it on Sunday were phenomenal in the first half. So... has it just been announced that O'Neill is staying to the end of the season? No, I don't think so. Let me get off. Let me just change this and I'll have a look. Celtic wouldn't make that kind of call right now. Don't make making up shit. No, it's not. No, it's not just been announced. No. Other talks is still about let me just see. Somebody tagging me in that. Mark Hughes would be a good Celtic manager. Not a chance. Not a chance. Mark Hughes would not be a good Celtic manager. Jesus, some folk just... Another blow confirmed in Celtic search for manager. I think people are just getting carried away with headlines now. Because Craig Bellamy never actually said that he wouldn't take the Celtic job. He said that he's never even... he says he can understand the speculation. And then you've got headlines already saying that he's knocked us back. What a load of shit. Honestly. Could be the case that Cutson, he could be in, because he is there you go, breaking major Celtic manager contender rules himself out, not on my radar. He didn't rule himself out. At no point did Craig Bellamy say, no, it's not a job that I want and it's not a job that I'll be taking. What a fucking nonsense. What a load of nonsense. Just check. Let's check this once more. What's this? BBC Sports. Farney Engels is on. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? If Farney Engels is on my side of the pitch, I will kick him. Good, because then you'll get booked and hopefully sent off, says guy with the dreadlocks. It'll be good if he does get sent off, because it will do us a big, big favour when it comes to the game tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I've just got another... No, it's nothing. John Paul Taylor, Celtic fans liaison officer, reported an update for fans in Herring. We're being advised by local police there is a lack of public transport for fans are requested to make their way to the stadium as part of a fan walk, which will leave at 4 p.m. from the Fox and Hounds in the centre of the town. Interesting. That always happens at away games though. You get the police escort up to the game and it's a horrendous police escort. But anyway, such is life, as they say. Right, let's jump back into the comments section and to see what we're saying this afternoon. Osmond or Kenny to start? Definitely Kenny. I think we'll go with the same team. We'll talk about the team tonight, 8 p.m. Celtic part-time. Is that comment not bringing the game into this? Yeah. 3-5-2 tomorrow? Nah, it'll not be a 3-5-2. It'll be the same formation that we played against the Rangers. If they make the call, it'll come in the international break. Yeah, I think if Celtic, if we're going to make any announcements, there will be... I mean, I don't know what the hold-up is, unless they are trying to get a manager that is just coming to the end of his season, which does point the finger to managers that play in Northern Europe. Anyway, we'll see you all back at 8 p.m. to Celtic tonight once we see what Martin O'Neill has to say at the press conference, which will be happening as we... No, because it'll not happen until they get there, will they? And I don't know if they've taken off as yet. They surely have. Yeah, because they'll train there tonight. It'll be dark there already. It's 3:30 here, which means it gets darker around about 4 o'clock there. Anyway, have a fantastic evening, Celtic have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are all around the world.